Hey everyone, it's Lyz-Stephanie here, and so I actually made this video before, and I was a lot more dressed up, and the setting was all like the setup was all different and everything, and I don't know, it just didn't feel, it still felt like I wasn't being natural, and I'm working really hard to feel more natural on camera. Anyway, so I kind of debated on whether or not I should redo the video because like what I'm saying was okay. It was just like, there were just certain things about it that I was just like, I just feel in my mind, I see myself doing better. So I think there's always this struggle with people who are creating content. You know, we hear a lot like, you know, don't aim for perfection and let go of perfection. And that's something that I talk about a lot, is letting go of being perfect. But we also, as artists, as creators, want to practice and want to get better. And so it's sort of like this middle ground between, am I just aiming for perfection, or am I trying to push myself to be better, which is very needed. Here's the reason why I'm making this video over again. I decided that I am going to redo the video, but I am going to change what it looks like. I'm going to change what I'm wearing. I'm in a very different mood from when I created the first video. And when I say the first video, it was like the fourth take of that first video. I kept doing it over and over and over again, and the final version, which was the best one, is still just doesn't feel great to me. So I changed what I was wearing. I had like a full face of makeup and my hair was done. So I changed all of those things, just the mood. It's a very rainy Sunday. It's been raining for 2 days straight. Last time it was nice and bright and sunny when I filmed it. Just the whole vibe is different for me today. So I figured, why wouldn't I try it? But instead of just trying to redo exactly what I had done the last time, like I said, I'm changing some things up. So I get to change what it looks like, and I get to change who I get to be in this video. So for me, those are some real fundamental changes. I even changed the setup of, you know, the video and the angle. So now instead of sitting in front of a table, the table is here and I get to put my legs up and just talk in a more relaxed way. At least that's the hope. So I guess the point of this is to say that there can be a distinction made between aiming for perfection and aiming to get better. When we're aiming for perfection, what we find is that we're often repeating the same thing over and over again until we feel that it's perfect. And while we can keep pushing ourselves to get better and to perfect something, it's the aiming for absolute perfection that is a lot more elusive and can be a lot more paralyzing. Whereas when we're aiming to get better, we're going to look at more than just repeating the same actions. Yes, we know that repetition and practice is good, but oftentimes in just repeating the same thing over and over again, we're just wearing ourselves out. We're draining our we're not even really using our imagination, our creativity. We kind of get stuck. And then sometimes we fail to see the bigger picture, that maybe it's not what we're doing that is the issue, but maybe we get to change some things around what we're doing. Maybe we get to change what it looks like, be more creative. So I am not aiming to make this video perfect. What I'm aiming to do in switching all of these things around is aiming to make something that's better. And so if this video doesn't come out absolutely perfectly, which chances are it won't, I'll at least feel like it was better, because some of the things that I have immediate control over is, do I feel comfortable in the way that I'm sitting? Do I feel comfortable in my clothes? Do I feel comfortable in my mood, that I'm in a mood that is more communicative and more relaxed? The fact that I'm in a relaxed state, that's going to make the video better. All of these things I know is automatically going to translate into a better video. And if it doesn't, at least I wasn't stuck in some endless cycle of repeating the same thing over and over again, waiting on perfection. We can talk about artists from across the centuries, and you'll find that most of them will probably find something about their work that they would tweak if they had the opportunity. So I can aim at repeating the same thing over and over again to reach an outcome that'll probably never happen. Or I can be content with, it's not perfect, but I've created something better. And if you feel like you can really do something better, just think about the ways in which you're trying to make it better and not trying to make it perfect. Just one last thing I wanted to say. There's this really great quote by Claude Monet, that rhymes, that I'd like to share with you guys on this subject. He said, "Perhaps it's true that I'm very hard on myself, but that's better than exhibiting mediocre work. Too few were satisfactory enough to trouble the public with." So I really love this quote by Monet because it really emphasizes the fact that we are going to go through a lot of work that isn't really that great or that we don't feel is satisfactory, and we get to have high standards for our work. This isn't about putting out work that we think is mediocre when we know that we could do so much better, or I should say it's not even about accepting mediocre work. We get to create work that we're proud of, and if you're feeling stuck in a cycle of trying to reach perfection or aiming for perfection, know that it is okay, it's natural, and it's actually a great thing to want to achieve a very high standard in your work and to really aim for quality. All of us want that, and it's okay to pursue that. But make sure that you're stepping back and looking at what is it that you're trying to do. Are you trying to improve the quality of your work, or are you trying to be perfect? And if you are trying to be perfect, then what are the reasons behind that? Is it about looking good? Is it about wanting to be accepted? Is it about not feeling good enough? Is it about us comparing ourselves to others? Really dig into what those reasons are, and hopefully this shift in perspective will help you in that journey. I hope that that was really clear to you guys. This was just sort of an off-the-cuff discussion. So if you have any questions about what I said, or maybe how you can implement it in your own life, if there's a particular challenge that you're having that you'd like to just communicate, and maybe I can give you some insight into that, that would be great. I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to know if this has been a challenge for you, and if this helps to give you any clarity in moving forward with some of the projects, content, artwork that you are creating. Alright guys, so without further ado, I'm going to get into the Ugolino video. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.